Hello, and welcome back to another Dokkan battle video. So, with the 9th anniversary for Global being literally just like a couple days away, I believe the banner should be going live Monday, and it is currently Saturday as the day I'm recording this. So, I'm essentially going to be giving you Global players a comprehensive guide as to what to expect in the anniversary if you haven't already seen it already, and where to kind of allot your stonage, right? Because it's a pretty big event, and you're going to be getting quite a lot of free stones. So let's just go ahead and talk over essentially what's going to be dropping on Monday, which is all of part 1, which comes out with some missions, some logins. You will, of course, be getting not only the banners, I believe these drop again Monday, right? Yeah, Monday like the 8th, like late on Monday the 8th or something like that, right? Right, so you got the 2 banners, which we'll go ahead and talk over. Brolys Dokkan event, a bunch of Dokkan Awakening medals, the ticket summon will drop, the coin exchange where you're able to get all those nice and lovely things, the select festival things. These are actually a lot more worth now. You got the premium purple stones that are dropping as well, a bunch of discounts, a bunch of other stuff, the 2 free to play characters. This domain event is probably already on Global, and then you got the EX skill orbs for super bosses, the first few stages of the blue zone. You got a new boss rush, you got extreme Z battles, you got a bunch of stuff. You got the final 2 missions of these, which should already be live, I'm pretty sure. You got the new Dokkan Battlefield, you got Easy A Broly Chai and Lemo, Easy A Broly and Paragus, and then Easy A Bardock and Gine. So, right, a bunch of stuff in part 1 to go ahead and do and get you a bunch of free stones. But let's go ahead and talk about the first part 1 and part 1 stuff, right? So you got Broly and Gogeta, right? Now, Broly and Gogeta have aged pretty damn good over the course of this year so far. Broly, I know some people really don't like Broly, but like Broly, his team has literally only gotten better and better and better with every single release that's come out this year, right? And especially if you're on Global, if you have like Super Saiyan Vegeta, if you have, that's pretty much it, right? Goku Black, right? There's a lot of really good options for Broly's team now that allow him to just work really well. Plus, Broly also does have every single other anniversary LR on his team. So if you get Broly and you get any of the other anniversary LRs, you're going to be able to use them together, and it's just going to work really well. Going on to Broly's Banner. Now, Broly's Banner, of course, on Global, I should have brought this up, but you guys are going to have that new banner system where it is 3 discounted multis into a free one, and then 2 discounted multis into a guaranteed featured multi, and then it will repeat. Now, we don't know the exact specifications on that, as if it's actually going to like completely repeat the entire time, but we do know at the bare minimum that it is going to be at least 1 cycle, right? So now taking a look at Broly's Banner, right? Of course, you have Broly himself, who's really, really good. I know a lot of people don't like him, but again, he is still quite good. He is incredibly destructive and does a ton of damage, right? You got Golden Frieza as his banner character, which is very, very good. Super Boss's character, right? Basically, Super Boss's exclusive support unit that has damage reduction. Still very, very useful to this day. Merge Zamasu, who could be even better once we get the domain update. Like, if we're able to like pop multiple domains at the same time, Merge Zamasu just immediately becomes a lot better. The Boo duo from last year, the thing about them is, right, you can like gimmick your way to victory with them. It's just that it's going to be kind of rough, and they kind of feel a bit odd to use right now. Plus, they don't really have a great setup. Like, you can kind of use them on AGL Super Saiyan 3's team, but it doesn't work that well. Cooler's completely fodder. The gods will be easying in about like 7 months. So if you get them, that's not an L. Like, you're still going to be able to use them very, very shortly. The Evoken, they are easying during the anniversary, and they are absolutely ridiculous. I adore that unit so goddamn much. Both 5th year fusions, right? They're not bad. They're still definitely usable, especially in the current content, because a lot of the game, like a lot of the anniversary fights, they don't start out with AoEs, and they don't start that powerful. So you're able to actually kind of build up into their blue modes, get their guaranteed dodge turn, get their active skill turn where they have the 70% chance to dodge, and it's kind of going to work out really well. And then Physical Broly is like the only, like him and Cooler are the only complete L's on this entire banner. The rest of it is quite good. So if you do end up pulling like on that guaranteed featured banner, featured summon step, the chances of you getting something good are pretty high. So I do think that for part 1 of the anniversary, if you're gonna be summoning at all during part 1, do it on Broly's Banner. It just makes a whole lot more sense. And on to Gogeta, right? Now, Gogeta is one of these characters that is probably the most consistent unit of this year, besides Beast Gohan's broken self, right? You get him early, you float him off, he comes out, he transforms, he has his dodge, he has his counter, right? He's Rainbow Orb changing, he's doing all this crazy damage, and then the next turn after, he comes back with his taunt with guaranteed dodge. Now, he has great synergy with Tech UI, which unfortunately on Global, we do not know when the hell Tech UI is going to be showing up, but he should show up eventually. And then if you do get him, he works really, really well with Gogeta. And Gogeta just ends up being a really, really functional piece of pretty much every single team that he can be ran on. Broly's team, Beast Gohan's team, Tech UI's team, right? He just works really, really well on every single one of his teams. And it's just one of those like easy slot inable like characters, right? Where if you can run Gogeta, it doesn't make sense to not run him, right? Because not only is the taunt incredibly valuable, but also he's Rainbow Orb changing the entire time, and he just does pretty decent damage himself. So again, I do think he's a pretty good pickup. The problem is with his banner, right? If we bring it up here, his banner's pretty terrible, right? You got Gogeta himself, who's really, really good. You got Trunks, who's completely washed. You're not using him ever. You got LR Raditz's brother, who is never useful. You got Kid Gohan, who is like nichely usable in some of these fights. Like you can definitely make use out of him. It's just that he can't really do a whole lot by himself. But he does lead Bond to Master Disciple, which has Beast Gohan on it. So like we take those, right? Metal Cooler, who you only like if you like shenanigans. This Krillin, who we thought we was going to easy A, but then didn't, and might easy A during the Tech UI celebration, which again is MIA on Global, so who knows what he's going to look like. He's a complete L on this banner. Then you got STR UI, which you either love him or you hate him, right? He just easy A'd. Brolys and Lembo, who easy A'd during the celebration and are really, really, really important for the Super Bosses team. Broly and Paragus, who are completely unusable despite having a solid base kit. And then Bardock and Guinea, who are pretty much in the same predicament, where like they're on a team that does not need them, so it just doesn't work out very well. So if you're summoning on Gogeta's banner, right, the only real W's here is Gogeta himself, obviously, STR UI, and Broly Chilat Lemo. Everything else is a complete waste. So the guaranteed featured step, like more than likely, you're gonna end up getting like Krillin, LR Raditz's brother, Bardock and Guinea, right? Broly and Paragus. You're gonna get some of these like kind of like washed characters that aren't gonna be that useful for you. So I cannot feasibly recommend you to summon on Gogeta's banner unless you're confident that you're gonna get him, right? Which is not guaranteed, right? So Gogeta's banner isn't amazing, pretty much at all, right? You only have 3 cards that are even remotely usable in the current meta, so it's not a great summon to go off of. But if you like Gogeta a lot and you want to summon for him, I don't see why you couldn't do that. And that pretty much wraps up all of part 1. Moving into part 2 of the anniversary, right? Which is, where do I have it? Why is this all part 1? I literally had pulled up part 2. Okay, let me pull up part 2 my damn self then. It just leads me to part 1. Lovely, thank you. So part 2 of the anniversary is essentially Beast Gohan, more stages, and then you get... Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't work. Anyway, so you get Beast Gohan, Dokkan Fest Banner, Carnival LR Gammas, a few more stages of the Blue Zone, right? And then the Easy A's for Evoken. All right. That is what drops with part 2. So in part 2, you now have a bunch of stuff. These 2 new banners, obviously Beast Gohan is the best character in the game and has been the best character in the entire game for the entire time. So it's pretty worth to pick him up. Plus his banner, we'll talk about in a second here. This is the best banner of the anniversary. Like, by far. You have a broken support unit who really doesn't have a home on the superhero team. Yeah, there's just better options, but they are incredibly powerful, especially for a new account. Beast Gohan himself, who's the best character in the entire game still since he's released. Vegito Blue, who is, I mean, controversially still usable, right? Like, you can get use out of him. He does good things sometimes. It's just that he is very situational, and he's either going to completely fraud out or you're going to be completely fine and you're not going to have any problems, right? But he gets carried by Beast Gohan, so it doesn't matter. Right. The GT Duo, right? Now, they're a niche character. I think they definitely could still be usable, especially if like we get a GT Worldwide celebration. I think you can definitely find some success with them. So I still think they're pretty solid. Plus, of course, you have their really easy access Spirit Bomb Revive, which just does stupid amounts of damage and makes your whole team do a bunch of damage. So I think you can still get use out of them if you get them. These guys are completely worthless now. So this is pretty much another L here. The GT... like fusing Super Saiyan 4. Now, the thing about them is, right, again, just like the LR Gods, the LR Super Saiyan 4s are going to be easying during the 10th anniversary. We know that for a fact. It's just what happens. Now, we don't know how good they're going to be, but if you get them, that's pretty much just prep for their easy A. So just hold on to it. They could be insane. It's not an L if you get them, mainly because they're going to be easying very, very soon. Then you have both of the 6th anniversary LRs. Now, their EZAs come in the 3rd part of the anniversary, right? During anniversary part 3. Both of their EZAs are going to drop, and they're incredibly broken. They are some of the best EZAs we've ever seen in the entire game. Plus, they are fit directly onto the superhero team. And if you have STR UI, then you have 4 out of 6 team slots. And if you get Gogeta, that's 5. And then you can get either Orange Piccolo, you can put this unit, you can put a bunch of stuff, right? And it just works. These two are so goddamn strong. They get even better when Tech UI does eventually drop. However, Tech UI, again, is in complete limbo, so we don't really know when they're showing up. But both of the 6th anniversary LRs are absolutely broken. They are not an L at all if you get them. I mean, unless you have them rainbowed, but even then you can fix their build, right? So I do think that they're an amazing option on here, and just getting them at all is definitely a W. Then you have Physical Piccolo, who isn't really that useful anymore. He was really, really good when he did EZA, but he's at this point in time, he's not really that amazing anymore. And then you have Gohan and Goten, who they EZA'd, didn't really have that great of an EZA, couldn't really do anything, completely fell off. So I would say in reality, you only have like 2 real L's, one that's like pseudo okay sometimes, and then the rest of this banner is actually legitimately good units. So this is definitely the best bang for your buck banner. Pretty much this one and then Brolys, right, are the only ones that you really want to be tossing a heavy amount of stones on, just because they have like the actual good leader skills, right? Going on to the Gammas though, right? The Gammas they're definitely not underrated. They are the worst LR of the anniversary, but that doesn't mean that they're bad. Like, they have incredibly powerful support for the superhero team, and they just work really, really well across the entire game, like in all their teams. Plus, now, if you didn't get Fat Boo during Golden Week, you're gonna probably need them for the Artificial Lifeform mission for the Beast Gohan Blue Zone stage. So I do think that they are definitely a decent pickup, but I wouldn't summon for either them or Gogeta until you have gotten a copy of Beast Gohan, right? I think Beast Gohan should be everyone's #1 priority within the anniversary. After getting Beast Gohan, feel free to summon whoever you want, but definitely try to get a copy of Beast Gohan. He is incredibly powerful and will be very, 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 very helpful in completing every single endgame content stage. Now, a very big thing, right, about the Gammas banner, this might be a banner that changes, but it is a pretty good banner, right? Has LR Bulma on it, who's still really useful. Fusion Zamasu, who I've been pushing an agenda for. Right, Kai Goku and Bird Goku are pretty washed at this point, but both of them can still be kind of nichely okay. Future Gohan is still usable, right? His domain is like one of the only superclass domains in the entire game. Goku Black is like whatever, and then these 3 are completely just L's. Well, actually, this Future Trunks is not that bad, but these 2 are complete L's. And again, I do think that the Part 2 banners are going to have the same banner format as the Part 1 banners that we saw already, so the discounted 3 into free, and then the discounted into guaranteed featured. You're gonna get guaranteed featured. It's gonna be this guy, right? It's gonna happen. It's gonna be like this Blue Vegeta or this God Goku, and you're gonna be sad about it. So that's why I don't really recommend summoning on these carnival banners, right? But if you do that, then this carnival banner is definitely better than Gogeta's. I think Gogeta has the worst banner out of the entire anniversary, like by a lot. Like, this banner is pretty solid. This banner is amazing. This banner has some decent stuff on it, and then this banner just sucks. So there's definitely some good stuff there. But also keep in mind, right, that during the anniversary, I believe it's during Part 3 that this happens, you are going to be able to collect all of the rainbow tickets. Now, I tried to pull this up, like, in the campaign here. Actually, we can probably look at it from here. Actually, no. I guess we cannot. Point being, those little rainbow tickets, right? There is a bunch of those in the game that you're going to be able to collect. I believe there's 50 total. Once you collect all 50, you're going to be able to do a summon on any of these 4 banners. It is an exact replica of the banner. That gives you 77 units with, like, I think it's 7 featured or 7 like guaranteed SSRs at the end. I can actually pull this up here, the banner, the ticket banner. This ticket banner is absolutely ridiculous. This is where I got my Beast Gohan from. It is literally the exact same banner, except uses these tickets, and you can get everything, right? Everything. So there's a very high likelihood that whatever banner that you choose to do your rainbow tickets on, you're gonna be able to get the guaranteed featured, right? I got I believe a Goku Black Rift. My buddy got a Zeno. Another one of my friends got a Whis animation, right? The chances that you get the brand new Dokkan Fest or Carnival is incredibly high. So I would say, if you're on global, either summon for who you like the most, either Broly, Gogeta, Beast, or the Gammas, right? First, do that first. Get whoever you want. Get Beast Gohan, right? Try to get Beast Gohan. Or dump your stones into Beast Gohan's banner and then throw your tickets at the one that you want the most. And then if you get them, you would have gotten them completely for free. So that is what I personally recommend doing. Of course, if you are summoning on one of these banners, you're getting shafted, and you still haven't gotten Beast Gohan yet, and you haven't gotten any of the other LRs, just throw your tickets at Beast Gohan's banner. You're more than likely going to get them. I've seen people get 3 or 4 Beast Gohans on a single one of these. It is an incredibly powerful thing. Also, I do have a video from the 9th anniversary that I already recorded that has how to get every single one of those 50 tickets. So if you want to see that, I will have it not only probably linked in the comments, in like the description or the comments or something, but it's also going to be in a playlist of all the other 9th anniversary content. That way you guys can go forward and look back at that kind of stuff. That way you know exactly what's going on, because I can't just pull up those tickets anymore, right? They are all missions that release periodically throughout the anniversary. So I'll just make sure that you guys check out those videos. That way you know exactly how to get all of your 50 tickets so that you can summon on any one of these banners. So that's pretty much your comprehensive guide of the units releasing during the 9th anniversary. It is very, very good. The free-to-play cards or whatever, right? But essentially getting these cards is like very pivotal. Get yourself a Beast Gohan. Try to get any of the other ones for tickets, right? That is my personal recommendation. The anniversary is fantastic. There's plenty of EZAs. There's plenty of free stones. There's easily over 1,000 stones that you can get for completely for free, especially if you guys do hit #1 on the App Store in global. So again, that's just going to be it for this video. Let me know which of these 4 banners you're going to be summoning on the most, whether it's going to be the Gammas, Broly, whatever. Just let me know about all that in the comments down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys all in the next one.